Welcome to our channel. This is JC Recommended Reviews. My name is John. Today I have a new ranking video for you, so let me get into it. So today's ranking is going to be the ranking of Chris Cornell's solo albums. I was thinking of doing a full ranking of all of his albums from Soundgarden and Audioslave and the solo stuff, but I decided to do it this way because I thought probably the Soundgarden albums might all be like moved in the front and the solo stuff in the back, and they kind of really should be done separately. So with that being said, let me get into it. Coming in at number 6 is Scream from 2009. Now, out of all of the albums on this ranking, this one really sounds the furthest from anything like Soundgarden or Audioslave or any of his other albums. It's an electronic pop album. He did a collaboration with Timbaland, if you know who he is. The album has like 40 or 50 other producers. There's musicians and mixers involved. I mean, it's something along the lines of like a Beyonce album. Now, Chris Cornell's singing, it feels like out of place, especially like he sings the lyric, "Bitch ain't a part of me." It just doesn't sound right. I listened to the album, I tried to give it a fair chance, but I just don't like it. I don't even know why it exists, to be honest with you. At number 5 is Carry On. This one came out in 2007. So this album kicks off and it has a riff that's like almost as heavy as anything on like a Soundgarden album. But that's pretty much like the heaviest thing you're going to hear, because the album then goes into all these different styles. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but there's like contemporary rock and alternative rock and things like that. He does Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. I mean, he really makes it his own on that one. The song I like, Your Soul Today, it's very bluesy, kind of like sounds like the Rolling Stones, I like that one. And he includes a song from the James Bond film Casino Royale called You Don't Know My Name. So, not a bad album, but I ranked it at number 5. At number 4, I have Euphoria Morning. This is his first official solo album. Came out in 1999. It's a little more laid back than the Soundgarden stuff, but it does have some grunge elements, some grunge tones. So when the album was released, Los Angeles Times' Mikael Wood described the album as psychedelic folk rock. In my personal opinion, I like the first 2 songs, Can't Change Me and Flutter Girl. I like Wave Goodbye. It's a very heartfelt song. It's very emotional. You got to listen to the lyrics. My only complaint is that maybe the album might drag on a little bit, but it's not a bad album. If you're a fan of Chris Cornell and his more like laid back side, maybe you'll rank this one higher for you, but I have this here at number 4. At number 3, I have Higher Truth. This one came out in 2015. This one is similar to Euphoria Morning. It's more of like a laid-back adult contemporary album, has some like grunge elements. But I think the songs here are a little better, even though they don't really sound anything much like Audioslave or Soundgarden. Through the Window is a good song, has an acoustic finger-picking style. Maybe something like Neil Young. I like Our Time in the Universe. It starts out with this pretty cool like Middle Eastern riff, and what's cool. I mean, the song is upbeat, but there's some like grunge elements as well. So this is not a bad album overall. At number 2, I have No One Sings Like You Anymore, Volume 1. This one came out in 2020. I reviewed this one, but let me just cover it again. His most recent album, and this is the second album after his death. Now, this album includes cover songs. These are all of his favorite bands. The album's not really hard rock, it's not metal. Again, like most of the other albums, it's laid back. And he covers songs from artists such as Guns N' Roses, Prince, John Lennon, and other pop, blues, and R&B artists. I will put a link to my full review of this at the end of this video when it appears over there. And it was a surprise release, and hopefully we'll get some new Soundgarden, because there are some Soundgarden tracks that are floating around waiting to be released.
and as far as I know, they will be released at some point. So, number 1, Temple of the Dog, 1991. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to include this in the Chris Cornell ranking, or maybe it might be closer to Soundgarden, but I decided to include it here. I felt it's more of a Chris Cornell album than anything. The band was formed as a tribute to his friend Andrew Wood, and he sang for Mother Love Bone. Andrew Wood died of a heroin overdose, and Chris Cornell formed this band. The other members of the band are musicians who would later form Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder is on the track Hunger Strike. I think he might do some backing vocals on some of the other songs. And what else? The songs Say Hello to Heaven and Reach Down, those were tributes to Andrew Wood. The songs are a little more laid back, not much like Soundgarden. So at the time of the release, the last Soundgarden album was Louder Than Love. And if you know that album, that's a really like a super heavy album. It's, you know, it's a metal album. But this is a lot more laid back. It's definitely like straightforward grunge. The songs are probably more in the style of Pearl Jam than anything, but it's a solid album. All the songs are really good. I had this when I was younger, when it first came out, and it's one of the albums I loved. I've listened to it over again. I put it on last night. The songs are very fresh, and it's just a great album overall.
Okay, let me know what you think in the comments section. What do you think of my ranking? What do you like? What are your favorite Chris Cornell albums? So let me know. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews and rankings and lists and all other sorts of things. You can find me on Facebook at JC Rock and Metal Reviews. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and when I hit that mark, I will be thanking everyone in the video. Other than, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Keep on rocking.